Eye of newt, toe of frog. Amphibians were essential ingredients for medieval magic. They are strong medicine. South American Indians used them for healing. Frogs are still being utilised by humans, but not for making potent brews. The secretions in their skin are being studied for potential new medicines, and the frogs here are being used to monitor the quality of the water.
Well, in general, frogs are great indicators of water quality and stream health because they spend most of their life cycle in water, from tadpoles right through to the adult stage. They're either generally close by water or in water. And also, because of their biology, their skin is really sensitive to things like chemical pollution and things like temperature rises and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're a good indicator of catchment health.
So as a general rule, the healthier the water, the more frogs you're going to find, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. In general, more frogs, the healthier the waterway. It's a bit like the canary in the coal mine. You've got frogs there, then you've got a healthy waterway.
All the rain that falls high in a catchment area seeps through the landscape and flows to the lower streams, rivers, and eventually into the dams. How are the frogs helping to monitor the water quality in this catchment area?
Well, in two ways really. We're performing low impact spotlighting, basically nocturnal surveys, going out there to try to determine what species are where. We're also deploying sound recording equipment that we've developed with CSIRO, basically deployed to record frog vocalisations or their calls through the night.
And what have you discovered so far?
Well, lots of interesting things really. We've found 3 really rare frogs, including the giant barred frog and the emerald tree frog. We found lots of things like Stony Creek frog. At one site we found 87 individuals. So what we're really doing is monitoring any changes in those frog communities over time.
And of course you can use chemicals to test the water as well, can't you?
Well, that's right. Bseqwater does do a lot of physical and chemical testing, and that's really important, but really it gives you a bit of a snapshot of what's going on with water quality there and then. So when you combine that with a biological sampling program like what we're doing with frogs, then you can get a better understanding of what's going on through a broader area and through time.
By installing the acoustic recorders, the frogs can survey themselves. But to know where to put them, Andrew and the team had to search out where the frogs live.
Well, from our first initial surveys in our first wet season, we've got more than 300 hours worth of frog calls. So we're slowly working through those to identify species and species diversity. We're also working with partners from the University of Queensland and University of New South Wales, developing some software which automates that process. What we can do is get our sound from our recorders, plug it into the software, and the software identifies the frog calls.
And now that's handy, because otherwise you have to do it all yourself, don't you?
That's right, otherwise somebody's got to trawl through 300 hours worth of frog audio.
Wow, now that's a committed worker.
That's right.
Andrew, what would you do if you were to discover that there was less than the normal amount of frogs calling?
Well, from that we can launch further water quality investigations to try to understand if it's a problem with water quality or another environmental problem.
And what do the frogs get out of their cooperation with your project?
Well, we get a better understanding of frog communities in the Upper Somerset catchment, and we can use that information with the community groups that we work with, such as Land for Wildlife.
And those groups in turn can help to save the frogs, yeah?
Yeah, exactly right.
So they don't croak.
Exactly.
Yeah.